If you value your sleep, don't book this place. And if you ever find yourself driving through Street Francisville, Louisiana, slow down. Not because of traffic, not because of the road, but because of what feels like it's watching you arrive. Here, ancient oak trees stretch their twisted roots deep into soil soaked with centuries of pain. Spanish moss hangs from their branches like decaying curtains, swaying slowly in the humid air, as if the land itself is breathing. The silence here isn't empty, it's observant. Locals say you can feel it before you ever see the house. A pressure in your chest, a tightening behind the eyes, the sensation that something ancient has noticed you. Because some places don't simply exist in history, they remember it. Behind iron gates, hidden by towering trees and an almost unnatural stillness, stands the Myrtles Plantation, a home so saturated with death, grief, and unspoken suffering that many guests say the moment they step inside, it feels like interrupting something unfinished. A conversation that stopped mid-sentence. A presence that didn't expect to be acknowledged. A story that refuses to end. Tonight, we're not just talking about ghosts. We're uncovering why this place refuses to rest. Chapter 1. A house built on trauma. The Myrtles Plantation was built in 1796, during a time when wealth was extracted through cruelty, punishment, and forced silence. This was the Deep South at its darkest, an era when human lives were owned, when suffering was routine, and when pain had nowhere to go except into the walls. The house expanded over generations, growing larger, more elegant, more imposing, but so did the trauma embedded within it. Historical records confirm that at least 10 people died inside the house, though locals insist the true number is much higher. Some deaths were documented carefully, framed as illness or accident. Others were quietly buried beneath polite explanations and missing records. Children died suddenly in their sleep. Adults collapsed without warning. Poisonings were whispered about, never proven, never forgotten. The land itself has long been rumored to sit atop a Native American burial ground. Historians debate it, skeptics dismiss it. But tragedy followed nearly every family that lived here. Generation after generation, the house endured. The people inside it did not. And places like this don't forget what they're fed. Chapter 2. Chloe. The story that never left. One legend refuses to fade. Her name was Chloe. According to long-standing accounts, Chloe was an enslaved woman forced to work inside the plantation. She moved silently through the halls, listening, observing, because listening meant survival. Walls have ears in places like this, and so did Chloe. But she allegedly heard something she was never meant to hear. Caught listening to private conversations, Chloe was punished brutally. Part of her ear was severed, not just as punishment, but as a message, a warning, a reminder of her place, a way to erase her humanity. Forced to hide the wound beneath a green turban, Chloe continued serving the family, isolated, humiliated, invisible, yet always present. Some say she was desperate to regain favor. Others believe resentment had been growing for years. According to legend, Chloe poisoned a birthday cake meant for the plantation's mistress. But the poison never reached its intended target. Instead, it killed 2 children, and their mother, Chloe, was hanged shortly after, her body discarded, her story meant to disappear. But according to countless witnesses, she never stopped walking these halls. Chapter 3: The Mirror That Remembers. In one of the upstairs bedrooms hangs an antique mirror. After the deaths, it was covered a Victorian tradition meant to prevent spirits from becoming trapped inside reflective surfaces. Years later, when the mirror was uncovered, something shifted. Guests began reporting faces appearing behind them, children's handprints slowly forming on the glass, and a woman staring back wearing a green turban. Her expression never changes. Some describe her as calm. Others say she looks patient, as if she's been waiting. Photographs taken in front of the mirror often reveal figures no one saw at the time, shadows without bodies, eyes where no one stood. Staff members rarely linger near it, but when asked quietly, they admit something unsettling. The mirror doesn't move, but it remembers. Chapter 4: When the House Touches You. The Myrtles Plantation is infamous, not just for sightings, but for physical encounters. Visitors wake in the middle of the night, unable to move, their bodies frozen while something unseen presses into the mattress beside them. Some feel breath against their neck. Others hear slow breathing that doesn't belong to anyone in the room. Many wake with bruises shaped like fingers, red marks that appear overnight and vanish by morning. One woman fled the property barefoot at 3 a.m., convinced something whispered her name from inside the closet. The staff doesn't deny these stories. They warn guests. Not everyone listens. Chapter 5: The Children in the Hallway. Visitors frequently report seeing 2 small children near the staircase. They laugh, they run, they vanish mid-step. Security cameras have captured small figures darting across hallways where no one was walking. Thermal imaging shows cold spots moving with intention, stopping, turning, waiting. The laughter is often followed by silence, not peaceful silence. Watching silence. Chapter 6: The Room You Should Never Sleep In. The most active bedroom is known simply as the Chloe room. Guests report whispers inches from their ear, a woman standing motionless at the foot of the bed, hands pressing into their face while they sleep. One guest described waking to see a shadow leaning over her close enough to feel before dissolving into the ceiling. Another swore the bed dipped as if someone sat beside them and stayed. The room doesn't want visitors. It wants acknowledgement, and it knows when you're asleep. The Myrtles Plantation is not haunted by a single spirit. It's haunted by layers of unresolved trauma pain, absorbed by wood, glass, and time itself. If you ever visit Louisiana, don't trust the mirrors, don't follow the children, and never fall asleep in the Chloe room, because some houses don't let go. And if you value your sleep, don't book this place.